Hey, what's up everyone? I'm on the way to inspect one property and it got me thinking. If you're still wondering how to get into commercial real estate, I'll show you how. I'm talking multifamily, industrial, retail, office, everything. I'll break it down in a simple, beginner-friendly way. Let's get into it. Alright, let's get to the nuts and bolts of commercial real estate. Whether you're a beginner or just looking to sharpen your skills, this is going to give you a roadmap how to get started. These are your main commercial real estate property types. I'm talking about multifamily apartments. I'm talking retail shopping centers, big box warehouses with big garage doors. And I'm talking office buildings with the big windows. Now, the beauty of commercial real estate is that each of these property types can generate your income, not only for just big investors, but for you as well. Now, one of the most important numbers you need to know understanding commercial real estate is NOI, which is net operating income. So what is NOI? Simply put, it's the money property makes after paying all the operating expenses. Let's say you've got a property bringing $120,000 a year from rent and other income sources, and your expenses like property management, maintenance, taxes, insurance are $40,000. So what is your NOI? So gross income, for example, it is 120K. Now your OPEX, 40,000. So your NOI equals 120 minus 40 equals $80,000. Why NOI is so important? Because it's what banks, investors, and you use to figure out how much is the property worth and what it's a good investment, which I'll talk a little later. Now, next one is debt and equity. What is it? Let's talk about how you're buying the property. We've got two main parts, debt and equity when you buy it. So debt is a loan from the bank and equity is the cash you or your investors are putting as down payment into the deal. So for example, you're buying a property for $1 million, you put down $250,000, which is equity, and the bank gives you how much? $750,000. So let's say price is $1 million. That's what you pay. You put equity, which is down payment, $250,000, and your debt, which is in other words loan, is $750,000. Now the great thing about using debt is that allows you to leverage your money. You don't need $1 million to buy this property. All you need is $250,000 to buy it, and of course you'll have to pay back your loan while you're holding the property. Next one is a cap rate. Now how do you know if the property is a good deal? This is where the cap rate comes in. Cap rate stands for capitalization rate, and it's essentially return on investment you would get if you bought this property for cash. You calculate it by dividing NOI by the property price. Cap rate equals NOI divided by the price or value, so to speak. So let's say the property is NOI is $80,000 and you're buying it for $1 million. 80,000 divided by 1 million would be 8% cap rate. So for example, NOI equals 80,000, price is 1 million, cap rate would be 80,000 divided by 1 million would be 8%. Now here's the magic of real estate. If you increase NOI, the value of the property goes up. Let's say you improve the property and you got NOI to $100,000 and your cap rate is still 8%. So at 8% cap rate, your new value, $1.25 million, because you're getting to the value dividing NOI by the cap rate. That's how you're getting to the value. So your new value after you improve the NOI is $1.25 million, which we call forced appreciation, and that's how the value goes up when you increase the property performance, either increasing income or reducing the expenses. Now let's talk about these bad boys. Now before we move on, let's quickly touch on operating expenses. These include things like taxes, insurance, and something called CAM, common area maintenance. CAM is what you charge tenants for maintaining shared spaces like parking lots, landscaping, and building upkeep. These are all part of your operating expenses that get deducted from your income to calculate NOI. OPEX would be taxes, insurance, and camp. All right? Now, managing these costs effectively is really key to maximizing cash flow that you put in your pocket, which I'll talk a little later. Next, DSCR. What is this, right? Debt service coverage ratio. This is the ratio that banks use to see if your property generates enough income to cover your debt payments. You calculate it by dividing your NOI by your debt payments. NOI divided by debt payments. Let's say your property NOI is $80,000 and your annual debt payments are $60,000. So $80,000 divided by 60 would give you a DSCR of 133. So for example, your NOI is $80,000, debt payments is 60, then your DSCR is 1.33. If your DSCR is too low, the bank might consider your loan is too risky. With a strong DSCR, you're in good shape. Normally, they would like to see at least 0.25. That's a kind of rule of thumb. Next, cash flow. Last but not least, let's talk about cash flow. Cash flow is what you left after you pay your debt. So if your NOI is 80,000, for example, and your debt is 60,000, is what you have left. Cash flow is $20,000. NOI minus debt payments. This is your profit every year after all bills are paid. And the long-term goal in real estate is to stack up as many of cash flowing properties so passive income can cover your living expenses and more. Next one, buy low, sell high. So remember, the key is always to buy low and sell high. You want to find properties with potential to add value through forced appreciation, like I showed you, and sell them later or for a higher price if you choose to. So for example, in this scenario, I showed that we bought a property for $1 million, we had NOI for 80,000, we increased to 100,000, and the value became 1.25, which is $250,000 in profit if we choose to sell. So if you're ready to dive deeper, make sure to check out my newsletter. I'll post a link somewhere in the comments below. In it, I break down real examples of value-add deals. I share strategies how to find best properties and how to increase the property values through forced appreciation. It's free. Just click link below, sign up, and start your journey in commercial real estate. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.